Welcome to the Togetherness Team Women's Edition podcast, hosted by Melissa Parker, co-founder of the Parker Foundation for Autism and Child Development, and friends. In each episode, we share inspirational stories, educational topics designed to uplift, celebrate, and inspire women to shine bright and shine together by fearlessly embracing their unique purpose. Alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. Let's get started, ladies. Welcome to the Togetherness Team Women's Edition podcast, where we are working our way through season 2 of interviews from remarkable women making a positive impact in our communities and around the world. These are women of all ages, backgrounds, and abilities who have been living their unique purpose and bringing people together by sharing their special talents, skills, and resources with others for a cause that they are passionate about. I'm Melissa Parker, co-founder of the Parker Foundation for Autism and Child Development here in Melbourne, Florida, and I am joined today by our Parker Foundation Director, Julia Barney.
Hi.
Our guest today is an outstanding young lady. She's a local West Shore High School junior, scholar athlete, avid tennis player, our Parker Foundation Youth Ambassador, Arya Jathal.
Hi.
Arya joined us as a volunteer buddy last year and wanted to take more of a lead role. She worked closely with Julia and continues to use her love for sports to mentor youth and peers with autism through all of our programs and helps to educate the community through our special events. Arya was a guest last season on our podcast, and we thought it would be great to circle back with her and hear more now that she's been with us for a year. Julia, why don't you give us a recap of what our Be a Buddy initiative is all about, and then some background on what it's like to mentor our Parker Foundation buddies, including Arya.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Melissa. Our Be a Buddy initiative is such an amazing program within the Parker Foundation. So we connect our children that have autism or related disability with mentors in the community who happen to be students that are passionate about the sport they play or what they do. And with our programs, they are the mentors, they are the buddies that assist in operating the program. So it could be basketball, it could be tennis, it could be any arts program or dance or anything in between. Those buddies are the ones that assist our kids in going through the program and feeling confident about that on a peer-to-peer level. So those are members of high schools that are looking for volunteer hours, looking to experience what it's like to assist a child with special needs through a particular program. And the Be a Buddy initiative is something that we do all year long throughout all of our programs. So that's the Be a Buddy initiative. And then the mentorship program is something that we augment through that. So we connect with a lot of guidance counselors at high schools and coaches that run all types of sports programs in the community. And we connect with them and we have them actually come out as a team with the coaches and with the staff involved and with all of that momentum and assist our kids as a group. So it's a lot of fun for them and it's a lot of fun for our kids involved in the program. So through all of that, we're helping with networking and connecting with all of the organizations and the clubs and the programs and the sports teams in our community to make that maximum impact for the families that we serve. We involve all kinds of partners too, the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, Special Olympics, Autism Speaks, the Flutie Foundation for Autism, lots of colleges and lots of high schools in our Be a Buddy initiative.
Yeah, that's so great because not only is it helping us to bring together kids and teens of all abilities, right? But it's also teaching the community how to best serve these families because sometimes we feel disconnected. We find that it's hard for us to kind of find our way because we don't necessarily fit into the norm when it comes to typical baseball teams or typical sports activities. This is just such a great natural way for us to be able to bring all people together, right? And also show the families the different resources that are out there because there are many resources out there across the United States, but a lot of people just don't know where to turn. So one thing we've been able to do through the Be a Buddy program is to show them what's available. And a lot of these, like I said, are nationwide. So it's just showing people and introducing them to the resources that are already existing, right?
Right.
So how do you feel about being a mentor?
Yes, absolutely. So one of the things that we've been able to do, and I've been able to do, which I'm very happy with and proud of as the director for the Parker Foundation, is to go through the community schools and work with the children that are high schoolers, that are really in the mix, and they're seeing what's going on in the community. They see the differences in the children and their friends and their peers. And a lot of those kids, they realize the differences, that some kids don't have the same opportunities that they do when they're going to play a sport. And one of those is Arya. And Arya's here today with us. She is a tennis player. She's had tremendous experience and opportunities. And she's a high schooler at West Shore right now. That's a wonderful, well-known high school in our area that has a tremendous tennis program, and she realizes that there's a difference, there's an inequality. There are opportunities where she can give back to those kids, and she wants to give back. So she's been involved in our programs as a tennis player and as somebody who wants to give back to the community and share her skills with those kids that may not have the same opportunities as she has, that she has enjoyed with different tennis teams and playing at the high school level and also on elite level teams in her community. So we're excited to have helped identify her as a leader in different sports areas, including tennis, and allowed her the opportunity through our programs, through the Parker Foundation, to really take advantage of that opportunity and contribute and give back. And she has really helped us contribute to a lot of growth and wonderful camaraderie, social skills, and also physical skills and tennis skills development with our tennis program. I know she has a huge story to tell, so I'm excited to introduce her as the amazing Youth Foundation Ambassador. Thank you so much, Arya.
Thank you for having me. My name is Arya, of course. I go to West Shore, which is a smaller high school in Brevard County. I'm in 11th grade, and I'm part of the varsity tennis team. And because our school is more of a smaller school, it's really helped me take part of more groups like Future Problem Solvers and helped me expand into the community and volunteer with the Parker Foundation because of how accommodating our school was. I realized I really wanted to work with children on the spectrum because my cousin in India, I noticed at a very young age, he did have autism. And I was really interested in wanting to help him. I was so young that I just didn't know what to do. But when I got inspired by a previous youth ambassador, Nathan Fu, he really helped me in getting involved with the program. And ever since I volunteered at the first tennis clinic with him, I fell in love with it, and I loved working with the kids. And it's honestly just so inspirational because of how much I learned from them as well.
That's so awesome. When we started the Parker Foundation, it was to bring children and teens of all abilities together, to crush barriers and provide opportunities for inclusion so that everyone can be part of the team, just like Julia was saying, right? And I love that story about your cousin. I love that you could identify it even as a young person, and you wanted to help. And I'm happy that we were able to help you realize how to take action.
Yes.
So would you guys agree that the best way to bring people together is through sharing activities that we enjoy? Because I find that for a lot of people that I talk to, they just haven't had the opportunity to mix and mingle with people with special needs. I feel like we're kind of separated in a lot of ways, through education and schools, and I don't like that. I find that that's what makes us as special needs family feel not a part of the community. It's a little sad. It makes us feel kind of alone.
Right.
So, when you're able to introduce people of all abilities together through these fun events, like for you, that's tennis. It's just such a natural way. You don't have to worry about what to say or if anybody's going to like me or anything like that, because it goes both ways. I've talked to people and they're intimidated too, just because they haven't had the opportunity or ability, to be around special needs individuals. So sometimes they're just like, what if they don't like me? So it goes both ways. And I think that is something that we don't really talk about. That's why I just think that it's such a natural way on the ball field, on the tennis courts, whatever it is that you love to do. For me, that's art, so sitting down with children of all abilities and being able to do art with them and connect even with nonverbal, individuals. Yes. You connect on just like a whole different level. So do you find that makes it easier for you, Arya?
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like having that divide almost has a reverse effect, even though people are like, oh, it helps, being separate. But I feel like it also just degrades the confidence of those with special needs. So I feel like joining the communities together will really just help both ends as well.
I think so too. And I think that we learn from each other, and that it's just every single person on this earth has a unique special qualities. And if you spend time with someone, it doesn't matter who it is, you're going to break down those barriers and walls and see what it is that they have special to share. I just feel like this gives the opportunity, this is the next level for bringing everybody together. I think it is. Definitely. What do you think? What have you seen and experienced through our programs?
Whether we do a full-scale, huge tennis clinic that involves 50 to 60 kids, which we've done in the past with different programs, those have been amazing for helping us introduce ourselves to the community, or doing the small group tennis programs. Arya's done both. She's done the big-scale, full-scale tennis programs with her family. She's brought her whole family involved, and other people that are involved in tennis as well that she's worked with and played with. And then we've had the smaller group tennis instructional clinics as well, which have helped a lot of kids kind of come out of their shell and really experience more of those tennis skills together with different pros and coaches. Either one is beautiful, and you've been able to contribute to both. I think those opportunities are amazing for the kids that are here in the community that want to give back. And definitely, Arya, you're one of those.
Yes, absolutely.
So we appreciate that. And we know that you've struggled with so many things growing up, giving back of yourself and your time, and you're at such a young age. How did you go through that and realize that, even if you were struggling with something growing up, going through high school and going through your rigorous academic curriculum, how did you realize that you wanted to have time to actually give back to kids that were going through also something very different from what you were going through?
Growing up, I think I've always had mental health issues, and it started from a very young age. Although I didn't realize it until a few years ago, I think that's when I, started becoming more insecure with myself, and, the teenage hormones kicked in, and I would look in a mirror and I wouldn't be satisfied with what I saw, not only looks-wise, but I always brought myself down as a person. I was like, I'm not good enough. I'm not getting the grades that I want. I'm not doing enough. And I think that volunteering with kids that were on the spectrum that I was learning so much from made me feel more confident in myself as well. And it made me feel so much better as a person. It was almost like my life was complete, because I knew that, it really helped me figure out what I wanted to do in the future, and it helped my anxiety whenever I was with the kids. And I would go home happy. The whole week I would just be happy thinking about, oh, Friday I have tennis clinic with the kids. I'm so excited. It would help me push through school. And I think that was not only inspirational, but helped me in my personal life as well.
Right. I mean, service is so amazing. And I know that a lot of students now is part of your requirements to give back. And I think that's a good thing, because some kids don't get the opportunity to go out and serve. Mm-hmm. And so to make it part of their curriculum or part of the process, I think is such a great thing to expose them, and also to give them the ability to try different things. Yeah. To see what works for them. For you, it was working with children with autism and special needs. And for somebody else, it could be, it could be anything. It could be working with the homeless or giving food, so it just depends on what it is. It's such a unique, special thing. But I do find that service for me such a great outlet. It's helped me as a woman to be able to grow on many different levels. And I think that's just what it's all about. Community is so important. And so that's something that I'm glad that our youth are really finding out, because when you have that, it just elevates you so much, and you realize what's really important. And that gives you a sense of confidence that nobody can take away from you.
Yes. You get a lot out of it.
Yeah, yes. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So, and on that, it took me many years to find my real purpose in life. I'm telling you, it took me many years, and I'm still growing. And that's what's so neat about life, that you don't have to get to a certain age and then you're done. This is like a lifelong journey. And I love that about life. And I know everyone blooms in their own time, just like I have. But I have to say that I'm always inspired by young people like yourself, Arya, who seem to find their calling early on. And it just seems